What's going on, everybody? It's your boy Rico the Acronym, and you know what time it is. It's time for another motherfucking Rico's Rants. Yes! Now, this one is from the hometown. This one's going to hit more home to my Memphians than anybody, especially if you went to any of the parochial schools here, any Catholic schools, anything like that. This one's going to piss you the fuck off. If it doesn't, it should. All right, so I'm reading this. This is from Miss Shaw talking about her son. I'm going to read this verbatim. So let me tell you all what's going on with me. A student at St. Benedict High School told the teacher my son told him that he was going to shoot up the school. They called the MPD and they arrested my son. He's been in juvenile for 9 days straight. When I got the discovery, I realized that the boy that initiated the accusation was not listed in a discovery at all. 2 days after my son was arrested, a student wrote an email saying that he had heard Christopher say he was going to shoot up the school. So before the school even got the email, my son was already in juvenile for 2 days. They are just releasing him on the 9th day. All this just because a little white boy said that this little black boy was going to shoot the school. No gun, no nothing. Make it make sense. Hashtag broken. Hashtag justice for Christopher. Hashtag our children matter. Please share. 9 days. 9 days in juvenile for a threat they could not corroborate for, what, 2 days that they took them to get an email? So all it took was one student telling the administrators, hey, I heard this person say they were going to shoot up the school, and this kid goes literally like Monopoly directly to jail. No pass go, do not collect $200. Something about this seems wrong. Something about this seems wrong. And mind you, I'm not saying that if your kid hears about something, dangerous, or if you're a kid and you're watching this, and you hear about something dangerous, I'm not saying do not go to the authorities. I'm not saying no snitching, none of that shit. I'm not saying that. But it's very interesting how many, and just bringing up from my past and talking to my nephews and nieces and everything, how many times young white kids make terroristic threats at school and don't go to jail. I mean, big terroristic threats. I'm not blowing up shit, shooting up shit, all kinds of stuff. They don't get the same treatment. They don't get 9 days in juvie. You know what I mean? They don't. It seems like they went overboard with this. And St. Benedict, come on now, come on. You're in a city like Memphis, majority black. You should know better than this. And having been to a parochial school myself when I was in high school, Memphis Catholic High, I've seen this same shit. I've seen straight drug addicts, you know what I mean, get treated like regular students, and other students get kicked out for smoking weed. Very interesting. Just looking at this situation, like, this is, everything is wrong with this situation. Like, first of all, why did they not call the parent first? Why did it immediately go, we got to call MPD, we got to get them locked up? Lock them up for what? They didn't suspend them first? They didn't ISS? They wouldn't know conference with the parent, nothing like that. Nothing. It was immediately, let's call the police. Let's put this kid in jail. That's not right. That's not right at all. That is literally the school to prison pipeline right there. Because if kids are going to jail over what one other kid said, not a bunch of kids, not a lot of kids, one kid, that's a problem. That's a severe, severe problem. If you've been to a high school, most of us went to high school. If you've grown an American, you went to an American high school, there's always that one guy everybody's talking about, and all the teachers didn't heard about it. They didn't heard about the crazy kid, the kid that's just, a little quiet, a little to himself. You know what I'm saying? Maybe likes swords a little bit too much. Maybe likes guns a little bit too much. And they always hear about this kid. This kid's usually white. And usually he's left the fuck alone until some shit happens. And let's not even get started with these little neo-Nazis that are popping up in these fucking high schools now, walking around pretty much acting like they in Charlottesville too. Is that not terroristic? But we're not seeing the same consequences for white kids as we are for black kids. And this has been going on for a long time. A lot of our parents fucked up by not believing us when we said that teacher's racist. Those administrators don't like me. Things of that nature. There was a lot of that going on because black kids were put in this little box of, if they fuck up any time after kindergarten, they are unteachable. You can just, they're not reachable. You can't get to them. You got to put them somewhere else. You got to put them to the side. Put them off over here. You don't teach certain motherfuckers on purpose because they're unteachable. But the white kids do the exact same shit and they get medication. They get explanations. They get therapy. In the schools. Not on some separate shit. In the schools. Black kid does it, kick him out the school. He got to go. Now, I will say this because I got to throw in my devil's advocate shit. If this kid was going around talking about shooting up a school, if he had had a history of saying stupid shit like this at school, they still went too far. 9 days in jail. Really? Who did he touch? Who did he hurt? Is what I want to know. Was he a regular fighter? Was he always fighting? Was he constantly saying shit like this? If he was constantly saying stuff like this, did anybody investigate why? Because most of the time, people start talking about shooting when they feel threatened. Is anybody wondering if this kid feels threatened or not? Probably not. Probably not. And let's be real about one thing for those of y'all that are not Memphians that do not know about St. Benedict. St. Benedict is a majority white school. This is a private school, a very nice private school. I want to say privately funded. I might be wrong on that one, so don't quote me. But yeah, this is not a school that is majority black. So this happening is very, very interesting and also very telling of the school because I've heard of racist shit happening at that school before and no one doing anything about it. So I'm going to leave y'all with this one. Even if he said he wanted to blow the whole school up, 9 days in juvie, nobody trying to talk to, y'all going to have to give me a real good reason as to why this kid had to go to jail for more than a calendar week. Fuck a work week, a calendar week. He did a calendar week and 2 days in there. That's ridiculous. And I'll even go as far as to say this. If that's how we're going to treat terroristic threats in schools, it needs to be across the fucking board. Little white kids need to go to jail too then. And I guarantee that's not what's going to happen. And in all honesty, I take that back. Because children don't belong in fucking jail. Jail is not the answer for no child off a threat. But anyway, I'm going to end it off with this. It's bullshit. End of story. I mean, I got nothing more. It's bullshit. And it needs to be investigated. I want to know if this kid was really with the shit or not. If this kid was going around being with the shit, should have brought the mother in, should have brought the parents in, should have had a sit down. But I guess they don't do that at schools no more. They don't have sit downs with the parents no more. They just kick the fucking kids out, call the police, and let the world deal with them. And the fucked up part is I thought schools was where kids came to grow and learn. Not to get kicked the fuck out and thrown to the wolves because they make one mistake, say one off thing. That's that bullshit. Holler at me in the comments, you know what I'm saying? Like, subscribe. Let me know what you feel about the situation. If you're more knowledgeable on this situation, if you're inside the school and you know some shit I don't know, let me know. Because look, I've been wrong before, I can be wrong again. It ain't nothing wrong with it. I'm just wrong. But you got to prove it to me. I'm going to holler at y'all later. It's Rico the acronym. Peace.